beautiful creative people. This is Kyla Givehand coming to you from Giving Hands Creative. Today is Sunday, April 21st, and I'm here for Book in a Day 16. It's been a super long week. I think the longest week of the year for me, which has pushed Book in a Day all the way to Sunday. I mean, I'm like cutting it super close, right? I almost didn't make it this week. It's been crazy. So it is really late at night. It's like 9:55 p.m. and I'm keeping it super simple today. I have a sheet that was already pre-decorated, and I figure it's big enough for me to make a book, one-page book. And I know I've made a one-page book before, but I'm going to do a different one-page book this time. So I thought, keep it simple, do something easy that doesn't require a lot of prep work and a lot of, I just needed it to be easy today. So here we go, book 16. I'm starting with this Fabriano watercolor paper that I've already pre-decorated. It has a bunch of different things on it. I tried to use this stencil, so it was basically like an experimental sheet. I tried to use this plastic sort of doily type thing as a stencil, and it's okay. It came out okay, but it didn't quite come out the way I wanted. So I figured this piece of paper is a good sheet to use for a one-page book. It has a lot of different texture on it because I was playing around with stamps that I made, homemade stamps, and paper towels for texture. And then I have some deli paper on there for texture, and the tissue paper, which like literally melts into the page. It's almost like you can't even tell it's there. So I'm excited about trying this and just seeing what happens. So here we go. Book in a Day 16, one-page book. Okay, so that didn't take very long. We're at 10:15, and I just want to pause and show you. So the book is cut, folded into 12 equal sections, and then cut along the horizontal line so that two pieces stay together on one side and two pieces stay together on another side. So the cut is like that. So the next thing I'm going to do is label each one of these so I know which one is going to be page 1, page 2, page 3. That will remind me how to fold it. So I'm just going to use some painter's tape, some scrap pieces of paper, and a marker. So I have the book folded into a book format. And I just want to flip through it. So all my pieces are labeled, obviously. Front, and then pages 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9 and 10, 11 and 12, and then the back. Now I could very easily number these pages as well, right? I could number these and do something on the back of these if I so chose. And I'm not quite sure yet, honestly. I think I'm going to have to think about this a little bit, because the other thing I like about this particular one-page book is as you're going through it, when you get to this space where you have 4, 5, and 6, there's this little, so you have 4, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. But in between there, you have a space where I literally could put I could put a signature here where I could then do some other writing or colors, or I don't know, I could do something there. So I find that quite intriguing. And I might think about doing something there. I don't know yet. So yeah, this is where we are. So I want to just show really quickly how the book was folded one more time. So the book starts like this, with one open end at the bottom here to the bottom right, and an open end at the top left. The bottom right, when it's open, this is going to be, what's on top will be the front cover. I'm going to pull back a little bit so you can see the whole thing, including my messy desk. So this square is the front cover, and this square is the back cover. Now remember, I labeled them, so that makes it easier to know. So literally you just fold the back cover back on itself, and then back again, and then it flips over, and then these fold back just the same way, and then they flip over, and it folds like so. So you have your front and your back, and then the book opens to reveal itself as a book. Isn't that cool? I think this is called the snake structure, maybe because it has this like long, windy snake kind of thing going on. So yeah. So I'm going to think a little bit about what the content will be, and I'll be back. Okay, so it took me a little while to find some text that I wanted to use, and I went through several pieces of or several folders full of old poetry and things I have written in the past, and I actually came across a collaborative poem that I wrote with my husband and 2 of my nephews back in like 2009. So I'm using that for this week. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to have found it and to just sort of be taken back to that time when the 4 of us were hanging out. And so yeah, it's called Common Sense, and it's kind of a funny little piece, but I think it fits for this. So that's what I'll be using. So just to do a time check, it's almost 11:30, and I have printed the text like this using just using Microsoft Word. I made a table, and then I put some Distress stain over it, the colophon, and then the title for the front of the book. So I'm just going to cut those out, and then I'm going to get them glued onto and into the book, and go from there. Okay, here we are at 12:03, and the book is done. Book 16. Common Sense. Text inside. It's funny how when you do this sort of organic process of creating a whole page and then breaking it down into a small book like this, it's amazing how, and then adding text to it, it's amazing how the text and the sort of abstract images that are in the background seem to speak to each other. I love when that happens. So, Common Sense, Book 16, done. Thank you for watching. Again, I'm Kyla Givehand with Giving Hands Creative. This has been the fastest, the quickest book in a day, I think, so far that I've done. And I needed it to be simple this week, so I hope you enjoyed. I hope that you are inspired to make your own snake version of this snake structure. And I look forward to seeing you over at the Ning site, on the blog, on Facebook, via Twitter, all of the many places where you can find me in cyberspace. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week for Book 17.